Hey guys, thanks for joining me for this series of Lymphedema podcast unboxing. Today I have some Juzo products that I want to share with you, as well as showing you some generic online options that you may be really tempted to buy based on price of the product and just the ease of getting it on an online store. Now, Juzo does have a presence on a lot of these online stores, but their garments are more expensive than some of these generic off-brand is kind of how I put it. There's nothing wrong with off-brand. I shop at a large grocery store and I often buy their generic off-brand products, but when it comes to your medical compression, you don't want to skimp on the quality of that compression because you wear it for so long. You wear it day, you wear it night. It really doesn't cut it to kind of, cut those corners. So I want to show you first the difference in how they come packaged, okay? This is a lower extremity medical support open toe thigh high with silicone bands on the dot. It was in a little plastic bag that was shipped to my house. I opened it and this is the only thing that was in there. Just this. Juzo's thigh-high soft compression garment comes with a package like this. Okay? Huge difference already. Huge difference. You have sizing information, talking about specifics of the fibers, wash and wear, information about how to slip it on and take it off. So none of that's here. We're going to compare these a little bit more, okay? In my podcast interview with Caroline Penny, she talks about the importance of the garments being anatomical in shape when you look at them when they're off. We're going to start with the off-brand generic leg thigh-high first, okay? So you get a pair, and inside of it is this information card. So while it may not have been included on the packaging on the outside, there is some information included inside of it, okay? So here is the garment. It's kind of it's somewhat anatomical. Now I can't get it all in the frame at once, but what you don't have is this knitted heel. It's loose, okay? The band where the toes go through, I don't see any difference here in the ankle. Now that right there is from where it was folded in the packaging, but that's not actually a seam of any sort. I mean, this is somewhat anatomical. It's larger at the top and smaller at the bottom, but there's not much of a difference here to there, okay? And here is the silicone band that's on the top. Now let's look at the Juzo garment. And again, it's a pair, so the other one is exactly the same. So for our Juzo garment, like I said, the back of the box talks about how the graduated compression works, casual dress styles for men and women, talks about their fiber soft, exclusive fiber soft with Juzo, and the importance of machine washing and machine drying. Okay, so soft. I do want to go ahead and just say that. Let me make sure I have the right one. Yeah, this one is a thigh-high silicone band and soft. Okay, so here's this. So this to me is much wider at the top than it is down at the ankle. You have the heel piece, but I don't know if you can see, it is like sturdy and not loose. The other one is loose. This feels kind of like pantyhose material, just like regular pantyhose, not medical compression pantyhose. It feels much different. And this is pretty structured, okay? And then here's where the toes come through. it's not as tight as the other one. The other one is quite a bit tighter. You have stretch both horizontal and vertically, which is important. Caroline talks about that as well. And then here's our band at the top. Okay. So we'll put these two side by side. I will tell you, these are the same size, the same product, different brands. The front brand is the generic online version. So when I show this to you, the garment you see first is the online generic version, and the garment in the back is Juzo's garment, okay? So you can see the Juzo garment is a touch wider. You can't really see it back here behind this other one. I'm going to turn it around now. Now you're going to see Juzo closest to you, and the generic one is behind. Okay, see that width difference here? Also, it's way shorter. The generic brand is so much longer. Now, you may be thinking, oh, that's fabulous. I have really long legs. I need this long garment. Think about this. Caroline talks about how the FDA doesn't regulate compression garments. So a lot of times they don't really change that size that much between lengths or widths. They just add more length. So if you're needing a large, it may not actually be wider in circumference. They may just be making it longer, okay? So look at where the heels are. Those are completely different. So I'm putting these toes right on top of each other here. And it's a big difference. See how much shorter it is here? I'm gonna measure it. It's 6 inches longer. Sounds impressive, but it probably doesn't have the same horizontal and vertical stretch. Let's see. Horizontal, pretty tight. Vertical, really tight. I'm not joking. I'm not horizontal. Vertical stretch. Horizontal. Vertical. I mean, huge. This is a Juzo garment. Huge difference in how far it'll stretch. Generic garment. Not the same, guys. Not the same stuff. Okay, so that's enough with our leg garments. Let's go ahead and check out the arm sleeves. In a little bit, I have a friend coming over who these garments are actually measured to fit her. And what we're going to do is I'm going to have her put them on. We're going to compare her fit in pictures, and I'm going to just get her personal feedback. What I didn't show you is that Juzo also sends this Slippy. Since it's open toe, if I put this on the bottom of my foot, put the garment over it, slide it all the way up, and then pull this out, it helps to get that on there. Juzo also includes this card for care and application. So, Slippy, care and application for this. And I will say, this is English, this is in Spanish. So you only get one side to look at. This also is in English and in Spanish, but it is really a lot of information. Okay, arm sleeves. This is the 20 to 30 lymphedema arm sleeve with a gauntlet. Gauntlet is a fingerless glove. You have a little bit of fabric that covers the thumb, but it's a fingerless glove. Many times people will order an arm sleeve with a gauntlet, so that they can save a little money by having that sleeve and that gauntlet together instead of having to buy 2 products and spend a little bit more money. But Caroline and I in the podcast do discuss the really important topics, one being hand hygiene. If you're going to wash your hand frequently, which in this climate we all need to be washing our hands very often, you can't just pop off your gauntlet and take it off because it's all connected. Also, you can't really control that compressor gradient and that difference here in your wrist because it's all connected, okay? So this is the gauntlet, fingerless glove, arm sleeve. No silicone. Nothing on the top here. Okay, let's check out the Juzo garment. And again, it also comes with the wear and care card, just like this. Juzo actually sent us a glove for my friend Jennifer because she needs full finger coverage, but they don't do gloves in the connected pieces. Okay, so here's our glove, 5 fingers. Care and application card, front and back. Also, they talk here in more detail about the knit and the fibers. I do want to point out the 3D comfort zones. You can see those here in the glove. They kind of protrude in the fingertips. Pretty cool. Okay, so Juzo arm sleeve. Okay, so I already opened the box, but I haven't taken it out yet. It comes packaged like this. Sizes on the back. These are such a huge variety of sizes. It's crazy. Okay, arm sleeve. So when you order a pair of thigh highs or knee highs, you're going to get a pair. When you order arm sleeves, you get singles, okay? So you don't get a pair when you order those. That's something to keep in mind. Okay, so here's our arm sleeve. Here's the seam of our band. Here's our silicone band on top. And then it also has this information card, okay? Really detailed, just like the thigh high one I just showed you. Okay. Jennifer is going to try these on later, so we will get good information on how it fits and feels for her while she's wearing it, as well as some side-by-side picture comparisons that I'm going to be putting in here. Okay, so if I put these side by side here, here is our glove, not attached, and our gauntlet arm sleeve, okay? So again, I'll put this down here where I think the gauntlet looks to be ending, where the arm sleeve is. Again, that generic one is a little bit longer, and the Juzo arm sleeve is a bit wider. These are the same size. I ordered the exact same size per brand, okay? And no, I'm not gonna tell you which brand because I'm really not here to call anyone out. I just want everyone to have the facts and to see these products side by side. So again, I'll put this here. This is the band difference. Let's see if you can see right next to each other. Okay, this has no silicone. The Juzo garment does have silicone on it. The length is different, but also this has the gauntlet on it. Okay, so let's do the stretch test. Let's see. Horizontal. Pretty snug. And vertical. Still really stretchy, much like the thigh high. Okay, vertical. Pretty tight. And horizontal. Not as tight as the thigh high, but still a lot more tight than the Juzo garment, but better than the thigh high. Not better than Juzo. Okay guys, here is the glove. Now if I put this on, it does not fit my hand. I will just slip it on to show you. Okay. This goes to the fingertips. I mean, like the nail beds, that first digit. This goes to the tip of that first knuckle. Oh my goodness. Okay. You would want to push it down individually. Okay, so there's a really good fit there. Not too tight. Again, this isn't made for my hand, so that's good. You can see those 3D sewn in parts here to help with the fit. So when you're ready to wash your hands, which should be like 100 times a day right now with COVID, just pop it off like this, go about your business, wash, dry, put it back on. You can't do that with this little uni glove. You just take the whole thing off, and if you're wearing an arm sleeve, that just complicates the whole thing. Okay, so we have some other specific garments with Juzo that I want to point out. So this is the Dynamic Max. Okay, so this is a long. Let me make sure this one right here wasn't a long. Okay, so this one was also a max. I have an expert sample that they sent me. So what it is with the max is that they have incorporated, you can see here on the sizes, okay? So this right here, G Max, E Max, they've incorporated a little bit extra room for those who need just a little bit more circumference. Lower extremity, if you're really full figured, a max is a really good option for you. But you're not stuck with the max being long, because if your lower extremity needs, they have petite. So you may be shorter and full figured and you need a max petite, Juzo's got you covered. A lot of other garments, they will just add more length to it. It doesn't really give you more circumference. So you need more circumference instead of more length. Okay, so let's compare the Juzo Soft to this Juzo Dynamic, okay? These are the same size, okay? They're the exact same size and they're the exact same class, okay? And they are the exact same width. The Dynamic is just a touch longer. It's literally just the width of that seam that it's longer, okay? What I do want to point out also is the seam, okay? So this seam on this Dynamic is sturdy. It's not tight, but it has some structure to it. This is the generic sleeve. This seam, not really sturdy, and actually pretty loose whenever I try to go and pull on it. I can see through it. You probably can't tell here, but I can see through that. Okay, so let's look at the texture difference in our Juzo Soft versus our Juzo Dynamic. Okay, so the band is the same. The length again is just the width of that band at the bottom, that seam. Can you see that texture? This is a bit harder for me to stretch horizontally. Vertically, it's still pretty firm. But let's compare. Can you see the difference in the texture of this compared side by side? Okay. If you want to know more about circular and flat knit garments, we did an episode with Caroline a few months back. Go back and listen to it because she really breaks down the differences here. And then to add on to that, I am going to show you the Expert. Okay. So I've showed you the dynamic, I've showed you Juzo Soft, now this is Juzo Expert, okay? So this is all one sleeve, but it's a glove and not a gauntlet, okay? So you can tell the difference here. The thumb, let's look at the thumb. This is the generic brand thumb. This is the band, okay? So generally I think what they say is try to line this up with your palm, that seam, okay? And this is the Juzo Expert. This is a custom-made garment. Do you see this little line right here? That is attention to detail. Here as well, no line, okay? So this is intended for a left upper extremity. And again, they have these structured seams here, both sides. Okay, but let's compare that seam in the thumbs side by side. See the difference in that? There's a lot of material right here down the middle. I can fit my whole middle finger in there. You don't have that here. There's not all this extra material in between those seams. It's half the width of my finger, maybe. I can't even, it's so small I can't even open it wide enough to show you. But you have all this extra material here that you don't really need. See this? It's so small. You have a seam down the middle. This would be the back of the elbow. See how this kind of shapes to the arm? That is something you really want to look for. It wants to have an anatomical shape. This looks like a hand and an arm. This kind of looks like a hand and an arm. Okay, let's look at one more lower extremity Juzo garment. This one isn't included in my generic list over here. I wasn't able to find one that matched quite as well to this. So I didn't want to compare apples to oranges. I just wanted to show you guys straight cross to cross comparisons. In my conversation with Caroline, we talk about how lower extremity knee highs are really mostly for vascular health. They're not necessarily for lymphedema treatment, okay? So the compression gradient is going to be lower oftentimes. So packaging is the same. You get the same insert with information about wear and care. This is a closed toe, lower extremity, soft knee high, full foot, okay? Full foot meaning closed toe. Because this is intended as a sock, it doesn't have that silicone band. However, I do know that that's an option when you order. If you would like to have a silicone band, you can. Again, structured heel. Toe pad is loose, but closed and soft. Vertical stretch. That was horizontal. Horizontal stretch. And vertical stretch. Ooh, those could fit some long legs, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna put my whole fist in here and show you. See, even with my fingers, I can't see through or poke through this. You can see through it a little bit on the bottom. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed those comparisons, and I hope you listened to the podcast to listen to Caroline's 5 pillars of excellence to know how to spot the fakes or the gimmicks, how to really really know that you're picking quality compression. Juzo, of course, is a great option for that. If you need help ordering some Juzo compression garments, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you. I can put you in contact with your local rep, and I can also just give you some Juzo USA online information as well. Please go and check out my website, lymphedemapodcast.com, and under the resources section, you're going to see the Juzo self-measuring guide link. That will help you and a family member or a friend, whoever you have there with you. It will help you to measure yourself, choose your perfect fitting garment, and order them yourself. Times are hard, and right now you may not be able to get in to see your lymphedema therapist. You may not be able to go to your DME office to get fitted in person. You may not even feel comfortable due to COVID restrictions, and that's okay. Juzo has it all figured out for you, and they're here for you with the self-measuring guide. Also, I'm here to help. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'd be happy to email you or talk with you, Zoom or whatever you want to do. So again, Juzo, quality compression. This, not so much. Okay guys, I hope you have a great day. I'll see you soon.